Hey guys, it's your boy Dre off the top here. Usually for movie podcasts, we don't bother with spoiler warnings because who gives a shit? But since the Super Mario Galaxy movie is pretty brand new as of this recording, we will say that we are discussing everything in this movie up to and including the ending, all the characters, all the cameos, everything. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, go see it, then listen to this. Or if you don't give a fuck, just listen to this anyway. Either way, we thank you, and we'll get started right now.
You're now warping in to Fine Time.
Hello, Galaxy people. It's your boy Dre, and typically movie podcasts are me and my boy Steve, but this time we also have our boy Kevin.
Oh shit, I get to be the boy.
You get to be the boy. And we also have my boy Steve.
Let's go.
Thank you, Chris Pratt. What do we? Okay, so if I'm Ebert and Steve and you're always Siskel, what is Kevin today?
Roper.
That's right. Yeah, Roper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're kind of doing this off the cuff as a fair warning. We usually structure movie podcasts a little more than this, but this is kind of a fresh movie. And of course, we had to see it at a theater. So it's not like we could just pause and take extensive notes or anything. So this is just going to be a pretty free-form discussion of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I think before we get started, we could start in a couple places. Let's remind everyone how we felt about the first Mario movie from 2023. I liked that movie, and I would say I liked it quite a bit. I think it kind of nailed exactly what it needed to do. Here's Mario in the real world. Oh, the Mushroom Kingdom. See all the sights and splendors of this thing. Bowser, funny little stuff. Jack Black, yada, yada. I thought that movie was paced very well, and it was kind of like pitch perfect. Again, not a perfect movie, but the tone of it and the way it was like done was like, I don't think they could have done a better job for the source material. So I really enjoyed it. So that's how I felt about the first Mario movie. Kevin, what did you think of the first one?
I really liked the first one. I do think I've seen it, not like I've got kids at home. And so that movie's been played multiple times since I first seen it in the theaters. I think I have maybe not necessarily soured on it, but I like it maybe slightly less than I did when I first seen it, because I think I started dwelling maybe a little bit more on feeling like it was a little too Illumination-y, especially the scene near the start with the dog when they're doing the plumbing. It felt very like something you would see in Minions, where maybe that was just a little bit too much that detracted. But again, I that certainly I didn't, decide, okay, this is a piece of shit movie, I don't like it anymore. I just am maybe a little less optimistic on it than I was at the start.
I understand that a little bit, but like Steve, I like the fact that they did all the Mario Brothers working man stuff, because I think that is so fucking important. Like, and we kind of forget about that as like Mario has gone on, you know what I mean? But like, I think like them just being two working stiffs is like, I love that they really established that a lot.
Yeah, you kind of have to look at the RPGs to look at Mario do plumbing in games. And so it's kind of refreshing to be like, oh yeah, here's our poorly shot commercial. And here we even got a poorly acted cameo from the lady who was Toadstool in the old Mario cartoon to do the thanks Mario Bros. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun movie. That's all it really needed to be. Lots of, I don't know why everything has to be Citizen Kane with people online. We'll get to that later, I think.
Yeah, of course. So what were your expectations of the Super Mario Galaxy movie? I was kind of like, okay, it's weird that it's called that. If you guys remember, it was leaked via the Old Spice deodorants.
Right,
If you remember,
yes.
because they showed up all this, like, wait a second, that's the name of the movie? Which we taste, again, I keep saying taste test, which we sniff tested last week on the Big Deal. But yeah, like, and then we're like, okay, and then there was like a couple short directs about it. And it's like, okay, I'm with it. Did you have any large expectations, or it's like, okay, we're just going to get a fun little movie like the first one, Steve?
I figured we use Super Mario Galaxy as a base for more movie Mario-ish shenanigans for an hour and a half, 2 hours, because, guys, these games aren't especially plot heavy, right? I mean,
Sure aren't.
Mario, the princess gets kidnapped, things happen, then Mario saves the princess, the end. These aren't exactly story-rich things. I mean, except in Mario Galaxy, yes, Rosalina's mom is asleep under the tree on top of the hill, and that's sad as fuck. But I mean, that was a lot that we got for a long time.
That was also almost 20 years ago. So it's like, that's the most story Mario's ever gotten in a thing still. Anyway,
I guess we could count Bowser Jr. looking for his mom in Sunshine in the middle of a theme park. That's kind of sad.
I guess, but that game has weird energy, Mario Sunshine. Kevin, what were your expectations? Just more of the same? Here's another fun Mario movie?
Mostly was more of the same, but as we know, they did release that Star Fox promo art before it came out.
Yeah.
And so then that was when I was like, whoa, okay, what the fuck is going on here? I did not see that coming at all. And I think that, that made me more eager to see it, just to see what the fuck they're doing here, because that was like entirely out of left field.
And when I saw that, I just went, uh-oh, because you guys know I don't like that shit. I don't. So for those who don't know, I'm just not a crossover guy, especially when it comes to Nintendo. I'm always a person who says, no, Mario Kart is for Mario. I don't want Link. I don't want the Squid Kids. I don't want Animal Crossing. Mario. So when I see a promo shot of Star Fox, Fox McCloud in a Mario movie, I'm like, Steve, I don't like that.
But you know the fuck what? It's Mario Galaxy. We're in fucking space. Space is a big fucking place. It's not unusual to maybe find an R-Wing up there, or a little Pikmin ship down there, or a well-meaning Rob behind the counter.
That Rob is... See, I'm already getting... Okay, fine. You know what? Here's how I felt about this movie, because I think this is overall thoughts are in order here before we start digging into the meat. I liked the first half of the movie. And then somewhere in the middle or after the wart part, it completely lost me. That something snapped at that moment where I was like, this isn't doing. And then it just kept going. And then Fox appeared. And then their babies. And then this happened. And then that happened. And I'm like, is Rosalina still in this movie? Where did she go? It lost me at some point. I was like the first 40 or so minutes, 30, 40 minutes, I'm there, and then I'm just not. That's how I felt about the Mario Galaxy movie, Kevin. What did you think?
You know what? I really liked it. I liked it better than the first movie. And I think, and you know what? I agree with what you guys were saying about like the working man and everything. I liked how in this one, this was all very like in universe Mario. It wasn't trying to like retrofit Mario on Earth again, because I think that would have been too much. I did. We talked about it as a family as soon as we left the theater, and that what I said was like very similar to what you just said, in that it, especially near the end, it did become very disjointed. But I think for me that was like entirely fine, because to be honest, like I think all I need out of a Mario movie, it was like incredibly visually stimulating.
Yeah,
it was fun. And it doesn't need to, I wouldn't want it to be this real tight packed, dense thing. I had fun watching it the whole way through. It felt like borderline nonsensical at times, and that was fine. But I'm also I was literally thinking about the upcoming Zelda movie while I sat there and watched this, and I was like, if they fucking treated the Zelda movie in the same way, I like absolutely wouldn't be able to stomach it. And that's not a like I have this like strong preference for Zelda over Mario. It's just that there's such different things, and I'm like entirely fine for sitting for an hour and a half and just being like, dumped this like fun Mario thing that doesn't need to really mean something. But yeah, I very much enjoyed it.
Ooh, okay, Steve, tiebreaker. Did you thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yeah, thumbs up. I'm being Ebert today.
Oh my fucking God, you guys, you're going to kill me today. You're going to fucking, I'm not going to make it through this podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to kill you today because... yeah, working man stuff is great, but even at the end of the movie, they said, well, we're spending a lot more time in this fucked up Mushroom Kingdom world now where there's gorillas over here and mushrooms over there and wherever the fuck else there is now. So it makes sense that here in the Mario Galaxy movie, we're really just kind of grazing on the old world stuff for like maybe a minute or two before leaning all in on motorcycle rides across the desert and giant space battles in space. And I don't know, was Steve essentially kicked a bribe with 30 seconds of 2D Star Fox introductions? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but I mean, I had a good time, and sometimes that's what a movie is. It could just be 2 hours of Mario adjacent scenes and, having a good time. Because if you work too hard on world building and things, you end up with Super Mario Bros. 1993, and that's not really Mario at all.
But we just saw 3 years ago of them not doing that, and we all liked it. And then they decided to do this.
You can't do it twice.
You can't do it twice, but you didn't...
What were you going to do? Start over from Brooklyn, have another botched plumbing job before going back to the thing?
You know what they could have done? You know what they could have fucking done? They could have done what they said on the goddamn title of the movie and had a Mario... This is not a Mario Galaxy movie. Can we at least agree on that? I don't know. Like, it has the aesthetic of, obviously, they're going to locations in such, but like... This does not give the feel of a Mario Galaxy movie. Now, to be fair, when I went into this, I didn't expect an adaptation of literally the video game Super Mario Galaxy. I'm not saying I didn't even necessarily want that. But like, Steve, remember on our previous creative endeavor when we talked about Tomorrowland? Do you remember my big criticism about that movie? We didn't actually get to enjoy Tomorrowland. That's how I kind of feel about this. I didn't actually get to enjoy the Mario Galaxy. We're being whisked from place to place so fucking fast. The whole Queen Bee thing is like reduced to like a joke for like Bowser getting thrown in jail or something. That is the entirety. We didn't even get Bee Mario.
But that's what Mario Galaxy is. You show up and do a thing, and then you get whisked off to the next point.
But we didn't do anything. We crash landed on the planet, and like that visually, that was amazing, right? I loved that. Like when the whole thing crashed down and they were going over the cliff or whatever, that was pretty excellent. This movie visually is like really great. I can't believe they spent only like $110 million on this. So this looked like it cost twice as much as that. I guess that's why you go to Illumination, right? Because they work cheap, but that doesn't look cheap, cheap relatively speaking. But like, okay, they mentioned the Trash Galaxy a couple times. We see the observatory. Like, we didn't even get to like, they could have at least done the hub world thing where it's like, okay, Mario goes around the like, we didn't even get any of that. I didn't get any Mario Galaxy. We could have at least had like 5 seconds of him going on the water planet where they like race down the things on like bloopers or whatever, like something. Like, I did not get the Mario Galaxy here in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, in my opinion, Kevin.
I mean, counterpoint, though, like, They do land on a planet. There's the fucking T-Rex there, right? The Bowser planet at the end. There were like multiple segments where it was like, this is the planet, this is the theme, and this is what they're doing there.
I could have. Why did I have my brain is racing a mile a minute. I have so many fucking questions like that. Where I keep asking why. Okay, let's start there since you brought it up. Why did the Super Scope turn them into babies? Can please somebody fucking tell me? Please somebody explain this to me.
And I 100%, I guess, when you kind of start out and you say my two issues are like the crossover thing and it feels disjointed. Like that did feel disjointed. And I think that's because that's not what you wanted. That's like an incredibly like valid criticism, but at the same time, for me, I was like, it was very easy for me to sit there and be like, all right, the Super Scope's out. Now they're babies. Now they're fucking crawling on the dinosaur. Like, and it's just, it doesn't, I'm like perfectly happy with that for this kind of movie.
But that's not something the Super...
I realize. I realize the Super Scope does not turn people into babies. I get it.
Can someone I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Steve, please help me. Like this doesn't make any sense.
But Bowser Jr. in recent years has been known to have a bunch of weird, goofy shit. He's got the paintbrush that makes him have weird disguises and look like shit. He's got the funky things on the ship that fire other guns. So of course he's going to have a thing that sort of looks like a Super Scope that's blue for some reason, I guess for ratings concerns, and turns things into babies. Sure. Of course. We could suspend our disbelief for a second.
No, but you can't do, you can't, I guess I can, right? You can. Not for 90 minutes of random shit happening. That's where I'm willing. Okay, so here's the
Mario. Thing. It's all random shit that's happening.
No, that's a fucking movie. It's a guy in a video game. Yes, not a movie. You can't do that. Here's the thing, and here's why I enjoyed the first half of the movie, right? It obviously starts with Rosalina. She's reading the bedtime story to the Lumens, right? And then the thing comes outside. She turns into a badass. She fucking fights it, but she gets captured. Cool. Okay, fine. And then what's the thing that happens after that? They go to Toast Arena to discover Yoshi in a pipe. Now, under normal circumstances, if the rest of the movie made sense, I wouldn't be sitting here asking you guys, why the hell was Yoshi in a pipe in Toast Arena? Why did they even do that? Right? Because it's like, okay, I'm not going to scrutinize every fucking thing because we have a through line of stuff making sense, like the movie we watched a few years ago. But then as the movie goes on, I realize this isn't going to make sense. So now I'm looking back at the beginning, why did they even do that? And he sounded like a goddamn monster before he went in. And then it's just Yoshi. Why did he sound like a monster?
Okay, I can answer two of those questions for you. He's in the pipe in Toast Arena because that's where he was in the post-credits scene. Secondly, he sounds like a monster in the pipe because it's the classic cartoon gag of, I'm not going in there, you go in there. Oh, no, oh, it's not so bad. It's just a baby. It's fine. Cartoons have been doing that forever.
I hate it. I don't hate this movie. By the way, if I sound like I came out of here disgusted or something, I didn't. It wasn't one of those things where usually when I hate a movie, especially at the theater, I'm thinking I can't wait for this to be over. I fucking hate this. That was not how I felt. Even as the movie started going off the rails, I wasn't like, oh my God, can this just be over already? First of all, it's too short for me to feel that way. Number two, I didn't hate everything. I was just like, okay, Rosalina's just not going to appear again until Peach goes there and does Deus Ex Machina and turns the Bowser planet into a fucking Greenville or whatever they did in 5 seconds. Fine, whatever. And again, I'm not trying to harp on every little thing or talk about lore, the people, because you guys remember people who shit on the movie from 3 years ago were like, well, it's just a bunch of references and it's just a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Just because like there's like Starman on the shelf at a shop, that doesn't make it like a stupid reference. They didn't take up your time with it. It's just something in the background. Stopping the entire movie for 30 seconds for Pikmin for no reason. Now that's obnoxious, right? Not like poison mushroom on a shelf. So there's a big difference. I feel like the second half of this movie delves into the stuff that detractors of the first movie, what they thought that movie was. Does that make sense?
I think the Pikmin point specifically is quite valid. Yeah, to just say we're, just like you said, to stop for 30 seconds, we got to zoom in and just show you that we're showing you Pikmin for the sake of showing you Pikmin. Not necessary.
Yeah.
I think that was more of a problem than having Cloud as like a functional character with a purpose for being there.
I just can't take the Fox McCloud thing. It came off exactly how I thought it would.
That wasn't a cheap cameo. He was a pivotal part of the movie.
Why is he here? He's Fox McCloud.
This stuff broke. He gave an explanation, and they played the music and everything.
Fucking God.
Hopefully there's a new game coming soon, because that's why they did that. Why else would he be there?
If you want to make a Smash Brothers movie, just make one then, right? Like, don't do this. They didn't have to do this.
I mean,
I think there's a new
like
Star Fox coming, but okay.
By virtue of it being the Mario Galaxy movie, it lends itself a lot more to being able to do that than the first one would have. I understand what you're saying and why it's still nonsensical, and it's not, the Galaxy, like we're talking about an entirely different universe. I get that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you mean, but it, like I said, and in the scope of a larger movie that makes sense, like the first one, sure. But when you are fighting off Bowser Jr. or whatever, and you just want to summon Mr. Game & Watch out of a Pokeball or whatever the fuck they did, because now it's Smash Brothers, like, that's just obnoxious to me. I'm sorry. I hate that stuff. There's a million other Mario. And you know what? They did do cool Mario. Like, if you notice, like, the power-ups they use, where there's a lot of, like, new Super Mario Brothers power-ups and stuff. I love that shit. That's great. But then, like, Game & Watch? Okay.
I don't know. Well, Game & Watch and Mario are in the same family, but at this stage, but that's another conversation.
Right, but they did it like Mr. Game & Watch. They did it like Smash Brothers is what they did.
You know what happened at that point in the movie? So it was like me and then Arya and then Matthew beside her. And as soon as Mr. Game & Watch was on, he's like, Dad. Like, so I'm just, you know what I mean? I think, like, as far as like, for those kids that have played Smash Brothers and like seeing something like that, it just makes it like a fun thing. And I think that's okay.
You know what? It would have been too much for me. Like, if they flew through the space, if they were flying through on the R-Wing and they made it to the end, and then Wolf shows up, can't let you do that, Star Fox. And he's voiced by another character actor I can't think of right now. If that happened, or if Samurai Goro suddenly jumped on and climbed onto the R-Wing, like, like that would have been a bit much. But I think, look, it's dumb. I get it. It's dumb, but we got to make a non-playable version of Super Mario Galaxy for 2 hours, and we also got to tell people that there may or may not have a Star Fox game coming out soon. I mean, it's an unenviable project.
I hate that you guys like this movie. I've never been more upset by your opinions.
It's
I hate
fun.
that you like this.
Sometimes we could just go to the thing with your niece and your expectant sister and just have fun at the movies for 2 hours. It's allowed. You can go and and to the movie and not have it be all, well, they didn't go through all the lore exactly as I recall it in Super Mario Galaxy 2007. I'm not making you out to be that, but there were plenty of people who were like, well, I had the privilege to wear my suit and tie a week in advance, and here's why Super Mario Galaxy is not in fact cinema. Frame 1, Rosalina is reading to the Lumas in a galaxy from a book she's holding upside down. How do I know it's upside down? Like, okay, you know the fuck what?
What is this, Cinema Sins or something? Like, what?
People on Blue Sky, you know, after a while, like, shut up.
Sometimes
everything's not the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Fine.
I don't like fault you for feeling this way, because like I said, if you know, I think if we go see the Zelda movie in a year and they're like, okay, we got a fucking Kirby cameo because there was the fucking Kirby looking enemy in oh my god,
Link's Awakening.
Yes, thank you. I that would fucking piss me off, and I don't, you know, I think if you're like, you know, your expectation is to hold Mario in that same regard, that's totally fine. I guess that's just not where I'm at with it.
You know what? I think you're right. I think he nailed it. I do hold Mario there. You guys know how much I fucking care about this shit. Mario is my fucking yeah. So maybe I'm like that about Mario. Maybe that's it for me, right? So I don't want that to be what this is. Also, you know what? And I probably should have led with this, maybe, but like, I think a lot of this would have came off a lot better if it was just written better. I think this is a significantly worse written movie than the one from 3 years ago. It's not just the scenario with the way we're hopping all over the place. I think you can make that stuff work if it's written. Like, I'll give you a couple examples. With as stupid as I thought the baby stuff was, and here's the Mario Odyssey T-Rex for some reason, like, as dumb as I thought that shit was, did you notice, like, when they came back as all adults again, nobody gave a shit. Like, Peach and Fox were just like, they didn't even ask any questions. Oh, you guys are back. Like, nothing. They just, like, went right on to the next thing. I was like, does nobody care? They were just babies the last time you saw them. You know, and I know that sounds silly to like nitpick about a movie like this, but honestly, like, they're just like, have a little bit of connective tissue in your script, please. Like, I don't think I'm asking too much to, like, you know what I mean? Or am I being nitpicky, Kevin? I really think.
I mean, like, I think when you say that it is more poorly written than the first movie, like that's hard to argue against it. 100%. It's not. It does not have the same like level of plot. It does not have the same through line. But I think for me, it was funner.
I mean, you do like Super Mario 3D World, so I mean, maybe
it's a fucking great game. I don't know why I wouldn't. But
look, I'll jump in the way and say I'm a Star Fox Zero okay or 2. So, you know, I was all about that shit when he popped on the screen. You know, we all have our weak points here.
I think I would have hated you guys in the Wii U era. I would have hated you motherfuckers. I would have been so mad. I don't think I could have done a show with you. I would have been fucking.
It would have been rough at times.
Oh Lord, yeah. But
I want to.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, like, another writing thing is that, like, I thought the whole Bowser being friends with them thing was so fucking silly because they played it genuine. Like, he really wanted to turn over a new leaf, and they played it straight. It's not like they did the thing where the brothers walk off screen and then he looks at the camera evilly. They're buying into my bullshit. You know what I mean? He didn't do any of that. It was like real. He's like, no, I really want to be friends with you. But then, like, it just goes away because Bowser fucking Jr. said so. Like, who the hell are you, you little twerp? Why is Bowser Jr. the villain convincing Bowser Sr. to be bad? Like, I just don't, like, if that was going to be the thing, they should have never bothered with the friend angle in the first place. They should have just had him be evil.
I wish. Okay, I will finally nitpick something with you. I wish they stuck with the friend thing for longer than they did. Like, even if they had him like regretfully turn around, like I would have loved to see at the end, like have a second change of heart and have him go like step up and put on the dad pants and be like, "So, Junior, this isn't right. We're not supposed to be doing this shit." Like, and like have that be how this goes. Have him free Rosalina. Like, that would have been interesting. I'll hand you that for a second.
Okay. Thank you. I'm glad I got something out of here.
I don't know.
I
thought that was just fine too. Like, it was because I think it was funny when he becomes big again, and the expectation is that he's pissed and gonna attack, and then I think it's fun to see that okay, there's the like warm cuddly side of Bowser or whatever, and then I think they did kind of explain the like with the fucking puppet show sequence or whatever, like the motivation was like not that like Bowser Jr. convinced him, but like I feel like I need to reconnect with my son. I think that was kind of more where that was coming from.
Yeah, maybe we would understand better if we were dads. This is clearly a Kevin scene.
Maybe, but like I just don't think they should have bothered with that. He should have just been evil or good, like you said. I just don't think it, like Bowser Jr. is the like your rotten kid is with a paintbrush is the one that's going to be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck those guys. Like, come on, man. Bowser Jr. Please. Whatever.
What's with your hate of Bowser Jr. today?
I don't like him. But that's another podcast. I just don't like him.
I'll give you a nitpick. I did not really like at the end. Bowser goes in the lava, comes out. Now he's dry Bowser. Yep, that's that's a thing that happens in the video games, and that's how the fucking fight ends. It just felt a little trite, perhaps, or unnecessary, or like it just was kind of like, here's another like by the book thing to like do a thing. I wasn't like as thrilled with that.
Okay.
I mean, again, visually interesting and fun to watch or whatever, but at the time of seeing it, I was like, we didn't really need to fucking do that.
You agree, Steve?
I mean, that just continues with what I was saying. Like, yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see Bowser, live in a sense. Yeah, I guess Dry Bowser is still alive, but you know what I mean? Like, I just feel Dry Bowser looked great, by the way, Illumination doing their thing again, but I'm like,
yeah,
I feel like that plot line deserved better.
I did like the sight gag of when they first go to Planet Bowser and the Koopas are on the roller coaster, dips into the lava, and they all come out as dry bones on the other side. That was funny.
Yeah, it's cool,
right? Like, see, again, I know it sounds like I hate this movie. I swear to God, I don't. I know it. I know no one's going to believe me at this point, but I promise I don't. Again, I didn't come out of this being like, well, that fucking sucked. I just came out like, oh, I don't know about a lot of that. Sometimes it kind of went off the rails there, and it just didn't have to. I'm mad because you both liked it. That's why I'm so aggressive today.
But you just said you fucking liked it too.
I know, but I liked it up to a point. You guys are just like, this is a good movie. I would not say this is a good movie. I liked it. Oh. I wouldn't recommend like, oh yeah, you should watch this one. First movie, yeah, not this. I wouldn't recommend it to people personally.
I mean, I'm going to recommend it to Mario fans. I'm not going to say everybody should watch it. I mean,
you did still like the first one better than this one, Steve, is that?
I don't know. Probably. I mean, I loved Luis Guzman as Wart. That was fun.
That was fun. But again, that's like I said, that's where the movie kind of snaps for me. I love the visual, right? I love the casino cube. Like, that's the most Mario Galaxy thing you could possibly do at that point to me. Like, that shit looked visually amazing, right? But then you start talking to Wart, I don't know. And then we're just like, it's Mario 2 time. Okay, this is going to sound like a weird nitpick that I'm like picking on this movie too much. But again, it's just a writing thing where it's like, how did Peach know that Wart knows where like Rosalina is? How did she know that? Did I miss some sort of throwaway line?
I don't think she did. I think she was just looking for the boss. And you know how this movie thing is. Well, obviously the owner of a seedy casino is going to know about weird shit going on. It's a movie. They're following it's a movie trope, Audrey.
Yes, but they need to say that. They need to say, hey, maybe this asshole knows where. Right, yes,
I don't want to put my money
asshole
on this. I think there was a throwaway line where somebody pointed them toward. I feel like there was, but I'm not like completely confident in that.
Okay, yeah, I'm willing to be wrong on this. Maybe I just missed it, but I was just like, I'm not sure why, like, you know what I mean? Just the little bit of connective tissue. That's why I'm picking on the script here. Just those little things. Again, I don't need much, but. And
to be entirely fair, it's easy to miss that stuff because this movie is all over the place.
Yeah.
But even if there wasn't, I don't know, if I'm in this giant casino cube, who am I? Am I going to start going to everyone at the slot machines? Hey, have you seen this lady? No, I'm going to go to that fucker with the crown sitting there eating fruit, surrounded by that weird pig thing with the bow and that mouse that's laughing to himself. I think he's going to know a bit more about where the weird space princess is.
Right, but why did she assume that he knew that? That's all I'm saying. Of course, that's where you're going to go, but who the fuck is, like, as far as the movie is concerned, they don't even know each other. Anyway, I know, I'm coming off super nitpicky. I understand how I sound right now, but like,
we're not a visual. We don't have a video podcast, but I'm like staring real hard at Andre. Like, really,
y'all. I mean, just a little bit better script, just a little bit, man. We just need more connective tissue. Just didn't have it. I mean, obviously, like Mauser and Birdo and shit looked amazing. Like the animation in this movie, just insane. I thought they nailed the looks of those. Those aren't easy to do, you know, in my opinion. Claw grip, even, you know, it's hard to make like a big crab not just look like a generic crab and actually make it look like claw grip, you know. I just snapped my hands in the air as like two claws. I don't know why I did that.
Because that's really drove the point home.
Yeah, I turned into Zoidberg for a second. I don't know why I did that. But like, yeah, they did a great job on that stuff. I will never fault the animation or the audio, guys. The score. Holy shit. Wow.
Better than the first one, again.
Is it? I might agree. It was a lot more like it did feel less like, I think in the audio department, it did feel less like we're relying on this, like, hey, remember this? And it was a little bit more like selective about where it was picking things from, where it was more like this is appropriate and cool to put here, but not a like, we just feel the need to like shoehorn this in a little bit. I think even when I like talk about that, like a little bit of a Illumination stink from the first one, like in ways like that, it lost it.
You know why it's really better? Because it doesn't have any real music in it that I can point out.
Because there was one they used when Yoshi was walking around the city. I heard the Notorious B.I.G. song, real quick for like 15 seconds.
Yeah, but that's about it. Like,
yeah, that was it.
You know, they could have played. They're playing Mario music the whole time because, you know, like after the first one came out and they played and the soundtrack dropped, everyone was like, why wasn't all these songs in the movie? Because all these other songs are in the movie.
Yep. They heard that criticism and I think they took it to heart, but like, and I'm glad they did. I think I'll agree with you, Kevin. Yeah, the soundtrack is now. I definitely did not feel like the first movie was like, hey, remember this? I think we only feel that way because we're Nintendo people. Like, I think if you don't know a whole lot about Mario, you haven't played Mario games in a long time, that's just going to come off to you as like a fun movie score. I don't think it's going to come off as like, you know, like that.
Maybe, I guess, it just in some ways like that, the first one felt a little bit more superficial, whereas this one was like, this is just like, this is a like very Mario themed movie, and like feel free to dig into it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think I'll go with that. Shit, I love the nod at the beginning where you heard like 3D Hot Rally, like when they were going to Toast Arena, right? Like, did you guys catch that? Like, I thought that was like, oh, they're doing deep cuts. You know what I mean? I thought, you know what? I think that's it, right? Because the first movie kind of played the hits, right? This is doing more Mario deep cuts, and I think I appreciated that in the score personally. Yeah, so it doesn't come off nearly as like, hey, listen to me. You know, I understand why people felt that way, even though I didn't feel that way.
Yeah. Was anybody surprised we did not see Donkey Kong at all? Because I 100% would have expected that. Not as in big of a portion as the first one, but I was surprised there was zero Donkey Kong.
They had him blip by for a second, but yeah, he wasn't here. You can't pay Seth Rogen twice if you're not going to use him.
No, I wasn't surprised. I didn't necessarily. I'm not saying I would have been surprised if he showed up, but I wasn't surprised that he wasn't there. No.
I think after the first movie, I took Donkey Kong as like a staple of Mario movies.
Yeah, but Donkey Kong is much more Mario related, obviously, because like that movie is like the origins of Mario. I don't think it's a necessarily. I guess it is a Mario origin story. What am I saying? I guess it is, right? And Donkey Kong has to be part of that. Right. Donkey Kong doesn't necessarily have to be part of Mario Galaxy, but everyone fucking else was here, so why not? What else we got? Let me see. Oh, you know what I liked? You know what I thought was fucking cool? You know, like when Peach first sets off and the Mario Brothers are in charge, they do the little thing where they go around the map. They solve little Mario levels. Oh, the Hammer Brothers are being assholes over here. Let's go pop them. And they had the little map thing. I thought that was cool. That was fun. Sweet. I love that shit.
Keep going, Andre. At this pace, we'll get you to convince this was the best movie of 2026.
Oh, I'll never say that. Oh, you know what else I liked? When Bowser Jr. was doing the thing, he was basically making like a Mario Maker level in real time.
Yeah.
Like to torture the Mario Brothers, like the most asshole-ish like Mario Maker levels people make, and he's just doing it like a fucking brat. Like, oh, I'm gonna put this here and there. Like, that was cool. I like that too.
I did find myself wishing that they like really like leaned into that and like incorporated Mario Maker UI into that actually.
That would have been nice. I would have liked it. Yeah, to see the actual tools and he's like pulling.
Yeah.
And he's like pulling them down and shit. Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah. You guys both stuck around for the last post-credits thing, I'm assuming?
I managed to get one, but I had to watch the other one later. I was with it. I was with two other people. If it was just me, I would have.
Remind me what it was. I forgot.
Daisy shows up.
Oh,
stops the little bastard monkey.
That's right. So I don't know what that means. I mean, besides the fact that she's going to be in the third movie. Well, if they do a Mario Land movie,
I don't think they're doing Mario Land.
What then?
I think they're doing Mario Sunshine.
Despite how I feel about that game, I would love that. I think the vibe of Mario Sunshine is peak. I think that shit would be great for a movie. I do.
They already got models for Pientas and
I don't think that the third movie is going to be like centered around a like game or in the same way. I think it worked for Galaxy because like by nature Galaxy lends itself to like, we can pull so many things from so many directions. It doesn't need to be from the Mario Galaxy game. We can bring things from Sunshine. We can, bring things from Odyssey and it fits in Galaxy. I think then to like say this is like the Sunshine movie is a lot more restrictive by nature.
Maybe
I'm not sure that it is. I think because there's a lot of here's the thing. The motifs in Mario Galaxy, the motifs in Mario Sunshine, I think will come off a lot better in the movie than they do the game for me. Because I'm just thinking of the locations like the spooky hotel or like the big Ferris wheel section, right? Or Noki Bay or something. I think that shit would be amazing in a movie, right? So like, I don't know. I'm thinking about it now. I think that would be fun. I think I'm with it.
I've got my prediction 100%. I think Bowser is severely minimized, and it does like really focus around Wario Waluigi, right? They've kind of got like Daisy to pair with Peach at the same time. I think like Wario is a large part of the next movie.
I hope so. Oh, maybe that could just be the rivalry movie. Mario versus Wario, right? Like that's the thing.
It kind of differentiates itself. I don't know. I think that'd be fucking great.
Yeah. Luigi versus Waluigi is like a B plot, you know what I mean? But like, no, I kind of like that.
It like lends itself so well to a lot of visual gags.
Yeah, I'm with it. Oh, it's the sports, right? They can play tennis against each other. They can, whatever. Like, I'm with it. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Can you guys at least agree with me that like, I think Rosalina was kind of, I don't want to go as far as to say wasted in this movie. I think when people say that, that's a little too far. I don't like that she got to do one badass thing and then she's a damsel in distress for like the next hour and a half. I think that's kind of like until Peach realizes she's her sister. I don't even mind the fact that they're sisters. That's fine too. I know like lore heads out there are like, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, that's where I'm like, dude, it's fucking Mario. Who gives a fuck? Right. And it's also a movie. Who gives a shit? But like the fact that they just like kind of like, I'm here to save you. Bam. We touch hands and then it's like over. It was a little, I don't know. Not enough Rosalina, I think. Not nearly enough.
I think for a Mario Galaxy movie, they could have solidified Rosalina a bit more for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest. Again, I'm not going to say wasted, but it felt like she was barely there at times.
Underutilized,
much so, especially since they gave her badass stuff to do at the beginning. I don't know if I have any other particular points. I'm looking through here on my notes. I don't think, if you guys got anything else, go for it.
There was that revision to the book they made in the game. Is that out now or soon? Or do we remember this, or am I making this
they
up?
made like a real book, right?
No, that's a real product I have over there. But they were saying they were going to update the book in the game. Is that?
Oh yeah.
Like, is that going to be how they make them sisters now? And I'm like curious now.
Dumb fucking question, but like, are they going to do that in like the 3D All-Stars version or the Switch 2, like Mario Galaxy 2, like the Galaxy?
I think it's going to be in this. They said it's going to be in the games. The Switch 2, the Switch 1 and 2 pack.
Okay.
That storybook was going to get an update of some kind. And I forgot when they said they were going to do that or if it was already in there.
I guess they can't do that for the 3D All-Stars. So it's probably just straight up emulation. I think the other ones are like actual ports. So yeah. No, I forgot about that. Yeah. I was thinking of the physical book. You have that then.
Yeah, I bought the book. It's very nice.
Yeah, I don't have anything else unless you do, Kevin. Unless you want to tell me to fuck off one more time before we...
No, that's okay. I'm excited for this to come out on streaming and sit and watch it during having lunch on a Saturday someday.
All right. Well, that's our thoughts on the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I should do the hacky radio thing. Tell us who you agree with. Do you agree with me or do you agree with Kevin and Steve? Hit us up on social media on Blue Sky and email us at blah, blah, blah. Hear your opinion, folks. Until then, see you later. Bye.